Netflix told you the official story, but we're going deeper. A young woman steps onto a cruise ship with her family and never steps off. There's no splash, no struggle, no goodbye, just a missing flip-flop and a mother's gut feeling that something terrible happened. The search began within hours, but by then it may have already been too late. Then came the sightings. A brothel, a beach, a photograph of a woman who looked terrified and looked just like Amy Bradley. Could Amy have been abducted into a trafficking ring? Was it someone on the ship? Or did she vanish by choice? 25 years later, her family still believes she's alive. Could Amy still be out there? Or has she simply become a victim of a mystery that can never be solved? Let's take a deep dive into the puzzling disappearance of Amy Bradley. Amy Lynn Bradley was 23 years old, athletic, bright, recently graduated with a degree in physical education. In March of 1998, she boards Royal Caribbean's Rhapsody of the Seas with her parents and younger brother for a relaxing vacation through the Caribbean. But what begins as a family getaway quickly descends into a mystery no one can explain. The ship departs from Puerto Rico, headed to Curaçao. Amy is seen relaxing, taking photos, and even dancing at the club on board the night before she disappears. Early the next morning, around 5:30 a.m., Amy is spotted by her father sleeping on the balcony. But just 30 minutes later, the balcony door is open and Amy is gone. No signs of struggle, no body, just gone. Was this just a tragic accident, or was someone watching Amy that night? The family frantically searches the ship, but Royal Caribbean delays notifying authorities. The ship docks and passengers are allowed to disembark. Could Amy have been taken off the boat in plain sight while her family begged for help?
He said, "I've been looking for Amy and I can't find her."
We check every inch of the ship.
Captain came in.
He says, "The FBI have searched. Your daughter's not on this boat."
Her flip-flops were found still in her room, but her cigarettes and lighter were gone. That might seem minor unless you're a smoker. It could mean she stepped out briefly and was lured away. The ship was crawling with crew, and some of them had been seen paying extra attention to Amy. One even asked her to go drinking off the ship. Another took photos of her without permission.
While my parents are still looking and talking to other people, I'm sitting at a table by myself, adjacent to where the pool was, and realizing that this is bad.
Did Amy leave her cabin voluntarily, or was she targeted by someone working on the ship? For most missing person cases, the trail goes cold, but Amy's case does the opposite. Over the years, multiple people report seeing someone resembling Amy in very specific, very disturbing places.
I saw her in the restroom, all Barbados. I said, "What's your name?" "Amy."
I was in the bar in Curaçao. One girl said, "My name is Amy Bradley. I need help."
I thought, that could be Amy.
But Are these sightings real, or just the painful false hopes of a grieving family? Of all the strange leads in this case, one stands out more than most, and it centers on a man known only by his nickname, Yellow. Alistair "Yellow" Douglas was a musician performing on the cruise ship the night Amy disappeared. He was young, charismatic, and reportedly spent part of that night dancing with her in the ship's club. But here's where it gets darker. Weeks after Amy vanished, a Canadian tourist claimed to have seen her, alive, on a beach in Curaçao. But she wasn't alone. According to this witness, Amy looked distressed and was accompanied by a man who matched Alistair Douglas's description. Could this just be a case of mistaken identity? Maybe. But here's another angle, one that wasn't in the Netflix documentary. What if Alistair wasn't the mastermind, but a pawn? A struggling young musician, possibly approached by someone offering money in exchange for recruiting women on the cruise. It could have sounded innocent, modeling, after-parties, even promotions in the islands. But what if the people behind it had much darker intentions? What if Amy was Alistair's first recruit, and he didn't realize what he'd walked into until it was too late? After Amy's disappearance, Alistair eventually left music and turned to religion. Was this a man trying to escape a guilty conscience? Or was he forced to go quiet out of fear? Because if Amy was taken by a trafficking ring with international connections, it's very possible those same people threatened Alistair and his family into silence. A witness saw them together. Alistair never spoke publicly, and the questions surrounding his role remain unanswered to this day. But the question remains, was Alistair Douglas an accomplice, a victim, or the key to unlocking this entire case? Amy's parents never stopped searching. They even hired private investigators, appeared on Dr. Phil, and created a reward fund that reached $250,000. Her father believes someone on that ship knows exactly what happened. In 2010, a jaw-dropping email comes in. A man named Frank claims he saw Amy, but the lead goes nowhere, just like the others. Unfortunately for the Bradleys, the email was from conman Frank Jones, who gained their trust by sending fake photos to the family and telling them that members of the team had seen her. The Bradleys spent over $20,000 of their savings and gave Jones approximately $186,000 from a charity for missing people. Frank Jones was eventually charged with mail fraud and sentenced to 5 years behind bars. And in 2025, 27 years later, the Netflix documentary brings the case back into the public eye. But is it enough? Is Amy Bradley alive? Somewhere out there, still waiting to be found? But until that day comes, Amy's case remains a twisted tale that still needs to be solved.
If you ever wanted to kill somebody, just take them on a cruise.
Exactly what has happened to their daughter is a mystery.
Because you'll never get caught.
If you have any information about Amy Bradley's whereabouts, please contact the Bradley family or the FBI. No detail is too small. Please tell us what you think happened in the comments below. Can Amy's case still be solved? And for more deep dives into unsolved disappearances like this, Please like and subscribe to Twisted Tales. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and let's bring justice to the missing.